Right, and it looks like all systems are go. Pulling up the YouTube studio so I can see you guys' chats and messages better. Going to live streaming. We are not scheduling a live, we are just simply live. Connected, no restrictions, public, live now. Ah, there you are, chat. Good to see you. Glad you could make it for the surprise stream. All right, I've got things set in the YouTube studio on my computer. Concurrent viewers, if you guys super chat, I'll be able to see it in here. Ghostface is asking the question of the day, is Gears okay? So, you saw the title of the stream. Let me tell you what's happening. Let me pull up the facts for myself. If you go into the description of this video, you will see a GoFundMe for Dr. Gears. Now, for those who don't know, Dr. Gears is one of the original founders of the SCP Wiki. Didn't write the first SCP, was definitely in the first wave. Dr. Gears is, of course, a famous SCP character. Dr. Gears' author is who we're talking about, a man named Dan, or Daniel. Now, this GoFundMe that you'll see is what we are here to support because in the last year, Dr. Gears' dog died, father-in-law died, wife had to change jobs twice, will likely need back surgery soon, and this is after he's we recovered from cancer, if I remember the situation correctly. Dr. Gears' car literally exploded a little. A piston rod broke and smashed through the engine. And finally, because there was no more car, the wife was fired from her current job. And so they are in dire straits. Gears cannot catch a break. Everything, the back surgery up to the car breaking, that was all in the last 4 months. So it's been a hard year, but it's been a particularly hard couple of months. And so, Legally John, I do believe it was Dr. Gerald's fault. That is, you can't prove that wrong. I believe it. So, what are we doing here? Dr. Sherman, my entire YouTube platform is based on the works of Dr. Gear and his friends that created SCP. So, of course, I'm going to try and help a brother out if I can. Desk, good to see you in the chat. Guest, you can go to the link in the description of the video. I'm going to pin Desk's message so we can keep that. So what we're doing here is, number one, we are doing a normal office hours stream. I am live, you are here. During the course of this live, it is very likely that we will pass 950,000 subscribers. We are currently at 949, 934. So it's likely over the 2 hours that I am here, we may hit 950K, which is pretty dope on its own. But let's take this to, let's use this momentum for Site 42 to help Dr. Gears. And while I am doing this, I'm just going to read some SCPs. I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm going to answer your questions. And so I have got the chat pulled up. You have the donation link. I can see you guys. Professor Lizard, Dr. Gears is hanging on by a thread. They are having paying the rent level issues, which is why we're here to help. Gears is a pretty nice dude. I've only talked to him a little person to person in one conversation or two. In the SCP circle, I've been around for like 7-9 years now. Oh, Lord. And everyone I am friends with who is friends with Gears says he's the nicest guy in the world. He honestly would not ask for this kind of help unless all of his friends bullied him into it. So yes, I am here on behalf of my friends who bullied Gears into accepting help. So with that in mind, make sure you hit the dono link if you can. If you cannot donate yourself, sharing it around, especially with your SCP Foundation friends, would be most excellent because that will help us to help Dr. Gears. So with that, I am opening the SCP Wiki. For our first story today, I did read a very good SCP the other day that I want to show you guys. I just have to go to Twitter to find it. Going to, where is that SCP I saw? Plague, there we go. So SCP author Plague PJP dropped a new SCP this week. It's a short one. It is titled SCP-8594, Leaves from the Vine. Leaves from the Vine. You already got me in a tizzy with that title. You already got me in a tizzy with that title. So, let's start with that one. Item number, SCP-8594. Classification Level 4, Secret. Containment Class, Uncontained. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-8594 is uncontainable. Individuals affected by SCP-8594 are difficult to locate if an affected subject are to follow on them and any living relatives. Description. SCP-8594 is a parasitic anomaly manifesting as the persistent belief that a subject's loved ones will imminently perish. Subjects affected by SCP-8594 are designated as SCP-8594-1. The vectors facilitating the manifestation of SCP-8594 are unknown, as the general fear of losing a loved one does not serve as a trigger for SCP-8594. Despite this, the common characteristics of SCP-8594-1 instances have: A. Experience the death of a loved one under the age of 15. Footnote: grandmother or grandfather are the most common instances. Number B. Are diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. Major depressive disorder is also common. C. Have a familial history of a genetically transmitted illness. Subjects are often afflicted by this illness. And D. Subjects live greater than 200 kilometers from SCP-8594-2. SCP-8594-2 are persons affected by SCP-8594-induced illness. SCP-8594-2 instances can be any age, and symptoms appear within 1 to 2 months of a subject being infected. A cure for the SCP-8594-induced illness has yet to be discovered. Below are the stages of SCP-8594-afflicted illness on SCP-8594-1. We have a table with stage and descriptions. Now do me a quick favor. I see there was some super chatting, so I'm going to come pop over. Charger, welcome to being an overseer. There are many overseers in the multiverse of SCP, and you are now one of them. Thank you for becoming a member. Blana 1 Archives. I only have Apple Pay. Can you donate this? Yes. So, YouTube, I think, takes either 30 or 50% of a super chat. So when I get the chat revenue on the back end, I will donate it to Dr. Gears as part of my donation to his. I haven't donated yet because this just started, and being honest, I'm having a bit of a short month. So I'm bringing attention part 1, I'm getting you guys' help, and then I will add some things on myself later on when I get paid. Because I got a new research on an SCP project that's coming in soon, and once that project kicks off, I'll be good to go as well. Rottweiler VR, the tree did not scream. Don't lie to me. Moose from the Sky, 10 months already passed. Congratulations. I think you should be getting some upgraded badge from that. I know the membership badges pass with time, but I'm not sure how long they do. I'll have to look into that. All right, so now part 2 of this SCP article. Let's keep it running. Stage 1 of the SCP-8594 disease. Stage 1, SCP-8594-2 will be fatigued, often leading to them sleeping for 10 hours or more. SCP-8594-1 will remain indoors in waking hours, citing joint and limb pain after extended bouts of moving. Stage 2. SCP-8594-2 will be unable to keep large meals down, often claiming pain in the abdominal region caused by constipation. Kaya Guy, welcome to being a level 1 researcher. Stage 3. Urged by the SCP-8594-1 subject, SCP-8594-2 will go to a medical facility for a litany of tests. These tests find nothing abnormal with them. In 0.056% of cases, SCP-8594-1 will not pressure SCP-8594-2 to seek medical care. In these cases, SCP-8594-2 returns to full health within 2 weeks, and SCP-8594 stops affecting SCP-8594-1. Stage 4. SCP-8594-2 will be bedridden and unable to move without pain. Small amounts of liquids will be the only sustenance SCP-8594-2 can keep down without expulsion. Stage 5. SCP-8594-2 will become bloated due to fluid buildup. Extremities and limbs will be hard to the touch. The skin and sclera will take on a yellow coloration as major organs begin to fail. SCP-8594-2 will often be placed in a medical facility during this stage. The success of medical intervention varies, often based on the presence of SCP-8594-1. Absentee instances of SCP-8594-1 have caused the onset of the final 2 stages to be significantly prolonged. Stage 6. Subject will go into a temporary coma lasting no longer than 7 days. Minor communication will be possible, with SCP-8594-2 smiling, nodding, or frowning in response to verbal information. Sustenance will need to be delivered intravenously. Blindness in one or both eyes is common, as is the formation of necrosis on the legs. Medical professionals will still have no concrete diagnosis of SCP-8594-2's affliction. Stage 7. SCP-8594-2 will be unable to communicate. They will often remain asleep, past small moments of lucidity where they will weakly vocalize pain. Necrosis will continue up the legs toward the lower torso. Full blindness will occur, along with hearing loss and further immobility. All organs will fail, save for the brain, which remains unaffected throughout the illness. Pustules of fluid in the limbs and extremities will expand and burst over time. Analgesics will fail to function. Analgesics being, in the footnote, pain relief medication. So, all of their body is rotting, but their brain is completely fine, and the painkillers don't work. Finally, Stage 8. SCP-8594-2's heart will stop beating. Despite this, brain scans will show activity as if it's unhindered. SCP-8594-2 will remain alive. That's the end of the table. There's only one sentence left. SCP-8594-2 will not pass until SCP-8594-1 says their goodbyes. Woo! That is a nasty son of a gun. Nasty son of a gun right there. Oof. Big oof. Yeah, so especially... Whew. So, personal moment. Last year, my grandfather passed away over the summer, and I was lucky enough to be able to go back home to Florida to visit. And so, with that, especially that last line of, they will not die until the other person has gotten the chance to say goodbye, big oof. Emotional oof. People are having trouble with the audio going in and out. I'm going to switch something real quick. I just switched from Wi-Fi to cellular. As you can see, the new studio is still in progress, so blank wall, still filming on my phone. We haven't exactly had the time or funds to build the new studio to full capacity yet. but we're working on it bit by bit. In the meantime, let's check in on the Dr. Gears GoFundMe first. It seems like we've raised a little bit of extra money in the last little bit. Hopefully some of that's come from us. Love that, love that. It looks like in the last 10 minutes, people have dropped $5, $50, or $5. Thank you guys who donated if that's from the stream. Going back to our live chat, I see some super chats and members. Let me catch up. Kaya Guy, thank you for becoming a level 1 researcher. Alistair, thank you for your I believe that's £1 donation. Robin St. Pierre, Mobile Task Force Captain, thank you for being a member. SCP idea. An SCP that has a sub-picosecond reaction time, but otherwise the entity is a normal 17-year-old studying in Sejip. So, I wonder how we would get action speed, but I guess they can react, but could 343 undo when he wouldn't. I bet he just goes to another universe. I bet he's versus in Drat. I thought that would help. I thought it would help. All right, I'm going back to the Wi-Fi. Hopefully that fixes it. Bring it back, bring it back. One of the things we're doing for the studio setup, by the way, is... I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, so sorry. One of the things I'm going to be doing with our setup, because we do have really fast internet at the house. The problem is that we haven't hardwired it yet. And so I've got one of my dance students is a professional IT guy. So he's going to wire across the roof and through the house so that I can have a hard plug for the computer. That way, when I get a better camera for the computer and the proper internet and a better computer, then we can do full-on streams. And I'm talking like we could do gaming streams. We could do better reviews. But it's all about funds and time right now. So I appreciate your patience as we post-move have this kind of low-tech setup. Andre, C28, good to see you again. Make sure to grab yourself some apples on your way past the commissary. Who will win in Death Battle, SCP-3008 or the Backrooms? So I believe the situation is... Now, I don't know much about Kane Pixel's Backrooms. I need to do more research. But I think... I mean, a death battle between... Oh, throwing pens here. That's how excited I am. I believe the situation would be that if we're spaces don't really death battle. So the question I would have is, which one's bigger? Which is the bigger of the two? And my guess would be that I feel like the Infinite IKEA is infinite, yes, but it is one realm, whereas the Backrooms has so many different levels and layers that I think it has to have a bigger overall infinite. Like, comparing infinite to infinite here, but I think the Backrooms is more in... That's where I'm laying this down. With zero research, here we are. Lumina, hello from France. Thank you for enjoying the channel. I appreciate all of you. Checking the channel dashboard real quick. We are 16 subs away from 950K. So I told you, during this stream, we got a big change there. So we are going to hit 950K in the next minutes. So congratulations in advance, Site42 fam. That is 50K away from 1 million. I am already working on the 1 million celebration because we've been doing about anywhere from 500 subs a day to 2,000 subs a day. And so I just want to make sure I'm super ahead of schedule, planning for the 1 million celebration. I've got a couple things behind the scenes. I don't want to reveal yet, but I'm working on stuff. I'm talking. I'm making plans. I'm trying to make arrangements. I hope that you guys will enjoy our celebration. Hero Sonic, thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some chili dogs on your way past the commissary. Parenthesis Gray, hey, wanted to thank you again for your help. Oh, hi. Yes, you, parenthesis, I believe, are on the GoFundMe team, right? That's you? Usernames, so many usernames. Yes, and I forgot to mention that parenthesis Gray in the chat, besides helping out with the GoFundMe, is also the person who made our dope thumbnail for this video. So if you saw that awesome thumbnail, that is because of parenthesis here. Very cool. I'm going to put that in the description. I meant to do that. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for reminding me. Uh-huh. Army, what happened to Dr. Gears? The long story short is if you go to the pinned link in the chat, there is a GoFundMe that explains what happened to Dr. Gears, but so much bad stuff has happened to the man behind Dr. Gears. And so just car explosion, no job, health issues, having trouble to pay the rent. How far does this go down? Yeah, looking at losing the house and kids, because if you're homeless, they take your kids away. And so that is the kind of thing where we would prefer that not to happen to someone who was so instrumental to the SCP Foundation as a whole. And my word, if the millions of people who are SCP fans, if only a small percentage of them throw $1 at Dr. Gears, throw $5 in, then we can help someone who has been such an influence on internet culture. Coming back to the chat. I like you so long, I don't remember you with a mustache. Yes, I go back in waves. You'll see some videos with a mustache, you'll see some without. It just, I flip back and forth on that way. It's different universes is what it is. It's, there's a universe where Dr. Sherman doesn't have facial hair. There's a universe where Dr. Sherman does. Ah, yes, and remember, if you can't donate directly to the GoFundMe, the chat revenue from this stream will be going to Dr. Gears minus YouTube's cut. So once I get YouTube's cut, which YouTube pays out on the 20th, 21st, so 3 days from now, once I get paid by them and it includes this, I will put that forward. Or actually, you know, it's a month delayed, but I'm just going to take it out of this month's YouTube money. I'll just get that done and get it back for the next week. We'll make it work. Robin St. Pierre, thank you for donating again. Yes, the reaction speed is only their reflexes, so they can still get caught because they'd have to be physically able to escape some crazy stuff if the Foundation's coming after them. Cruz Cooks, thank you for your dono. Grab some cookies on your way past the commissary. And Diavolo, thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some donuts at the commissary. And I'm blocking that. Ah, Desk, you beat me to the chart. You beat me to the jump. Good work. Good work, Desk. All right. So that was SCP-8594, which was a trip. Very cool. I think we've raised about 50, 60, 70, 80. All right. We're 30 minutes into stream and we've raised $100 for Dr. Gears. I like those odds. Let's keep it going, chat. Donos, super chats, all that good stuff. Let's make it happen. Also, before I jump to the next SCP, because it's probably been long enough time, 950K and 5 more. That is, we did 950K, people. That happened on stream. Whoo! That is bananas. That is bananas. So, Site42 fam, keep it up. When we help the community, when we help our artists, we make ourselves stronger and we are able to make better and more art. So I'll keep making my stuff and I'll keep helping you guys to help other people, and we will all be a help tornado. Sneaky Alien, thank you for your dono. If you supposedly look at 096, how do you survive? The only way to survive, I believe, is if you can fully either time travel back inside to where it was never, the information never entered your brain in the first place, get into a universe where 096 isn't, and then make sure a portal never opens up to that other universe, because if another portal opens up, 096 will come and get you. Or you could possibly, I guess you could mind erase yourself just so thoroughly, because if there's even a bit of 096 space in your brain still, then it's coming for you. Okay, Panzer. Hello from the British Royal... Oh, by the way, one more thing for Sneaky Alien. In case you haven't seen it, head over to Site42 Blue Division, which is what we call Twitter. And on Site42 Blue Division, if you don't follow me, I just tweeted a meme about buff SCP-096. He's really been hitting the gym and getting his gains, so if you're not subscribed to our Twitter, go check it out. And so, Panzer, hello for the British Royal Navy. Just here to inform you we love your work and our progress in finding more ocean-based anomalies for you to study and test. Good luck and have fun. Thank you, Panzer, for your dono and for your aid to the Foundation. While we are not a government organization, we have been known to collaborate from time to time when it helps to contain the anomalous, and so we appreciate your service. Make sure to grab yourself some pineapples on your way past the commissary. Raymond, thank you for your dono, and yeah, you can grab some bananas from the commissary. I'm glad you know how to spell bananas right. Robin, thank you for your another dono. Rock on. Sub-picosecond reflexes, but otherwise 17-year-old been severely neglected by parents. Oh, that's sad. How would I contain it? Oh, standard humanoid containment chamber, because still, they're pretty easy to contain, especially if they're that depressed. Omni-Bandit. I don't know that you can use a gift card to help Dr. Gears, because I don't know if you can gift card to the GoFundMe or to the Super Chat. Not sure about that. Maybe if it's like a Visa gift card, you can use it to pay for the GoFundMe, but I don't know. All right. Oh, wow. If we get another... Let me look at this real quick. Since we started... It was at 2075, and now it's at 2160. Once it refreshes. So yeah, if that's up 75, 85, and that's at 70, then 150. We've crossed 150 bucks for Dr. Gears. Another 50 bucks, we'll hit 200. We are doing a good job, team. Sneaky Alien, thank you for your dono. What's the best SCP to escape the IRS? Join the Foundation. We don't pay our taxes. We're a secret organization. So yeah, you don't need to be anomalous. You just have to join the Foundation. All right. With that, I'm going to take us to another SCP. Let's see what's on the newest SCP list. New pages. People seem to like SCP-8372. What's SCP-8372? SCP-8372. Ashes of Eternity. Okay. Item number, SCP-8372. Classification level 5. Top secret. Ooh, serious business. Containment class, safe. Disruption class, dark. Okay. Special containment procedures. Until the Ryza-led investigation into how the existence of SCP-8372 has escaped Foundation notice can be concluded, personnel entering the facility are not to interact with any of the objects contained inside. Civilian entry into SCP-8372 is to be prevented per standard protocol. Description. SCP-8372 is an abandoned underground storage facility located in northern Tibet. Consisting of 4 levels, it acts as a warehouse for numerous minor, anomalous, and mundane objects of interest connected to the late Davite Empire from various ages of its existence, contained and cataloged by SCP-8372's previous overseers. The facility at large possesses no anomalous qualities. The door leading to the structure, which had been barred from the inside prior to Foundation discovery, bears a placard that reads, in a language that I'm going to assume is, I mean, it's in Tibet, so I don't know Tibet's language, but the footnote translates it to Property of the Abnormality Institute, Access Forbidden. The Abnormality Institute was a Foundation precursor organization that was dissolved following its integration into the Emergent Foundation in 1870. During the aforementioned merge, all Institute facilities, personnel, and documentations were integrated into Foundation control and structure. It is unknown why SCP-8372 was not. Similarly, none of the other aforementioned materials bear any references or even suggestions as to the facility's existence. The purpose of SCP-8372, if any existed at all other than the storage of the artifacts contained therein, remains unknown. Addendum 8372-1. Description of SCP-8372 floors. The first floor contains various pieces of art, tapestries, vases, paintings, scrolls, etc., depicting and or relating to the Davite royalty. Though all pieces invariably depict said royalty in the background of disastrous events, footnote, Davite war campaigns, the subjugation and enslavement of several Yaren peoples, and the slave-led construction of the capital of Davon. All low cognitive resistance value individuals who interact with these works will invariably be incapable of focusing on said events, instead wholly fixating on the depicted royalty, whom they describe as civilized and cultured. The second floor houses royal memorabilia, which had once belonged to the Maharani of Devon and her matriarchal court, such as the royal crown, jewels, rings, and ritual daggers. Although most of these objects are not of Davite make, low CRV individuals will not be capable of recognizing them as such, claiming that they have been made, found, and, when directly confronted, secured from destruction from the locals by the Davites. The third floor stores statues of varying sizes and makes, depicting various different Maharanis of Devon. The most frequently depicted monarch is Ridima VII, known for her conquest and enslavement of Proto-Nalka peoples. Nalka is another name for the Sarkics. We call them Sarkics, which is kind of like a slur, I guess, but they prefer to be called Nalkan. And so I'm in the Foundation, so I'm going to keep calling them Sarkic, because, yeah, F them. Although low CRV observers will be incapable of recognizing this fact, all of her statues are constructed utilizing carnomancy, an art only practiced by Nalka cultures. Though Ridima VII's depictions vary, a large majority of them show her riding a great steed, beneath which several other individuals of different cultures follow in its wake. The fourth floor holds armaments utilized by Davite military forces. It is the only part of the entire SCP-8372 complex which is not covered by a thick layer of dust and shows no signs of age. Low CRV individuals who get in any way wounded by the weapons refuse to acknowledge this, often resorting to anger and violence when confronted with direct and irrefutable evidence of their wounds. When asked to explain their injuries, none of the subjects have been capable of forming a coherent answer. Although the staircase which connects all floors ends with the fourth floor, Foundation scans reveal the existence of one more area directly beneath it. Following the removal of a thin layer of unevenly stacked tiles, personnel discovered a large cave that contained approximately 50,000 human bodies. All of them have been unnaturally preserved and show no signs of decomposition. The corpses appear to have been carefully stacked inside the grotto into meticulously even positions, similar to the placement of bricks. Together, the bodies create a structure which appears almost like scaffolding. It reaches high into the cave, right next to its ceiling, and the place in which it connects to the SCP-8372 complex, which it appears to be propping up. It is unclear whether the facility would hold up without it. All individuals, no matter their CRV, are fully incapable of recognizing or describing the faces of any of the corpses. All of the bodies bear clothing of non-Davite make. So, we're all seeing the colonialism, yeah? This is a pretty straightforward commentary on colonialism, right? I'm not like super smart for getting that. That's just like right there, correct? I'm not the only one? Discussion. It's like whitewashing the crimes of the colonialists. Ralston. Can you tell I absolutely hate people who romanticize Rome? I haven't written a proper SCP in ages, but half of this piece came to me while I was falling asleep. The other half I've had in my mind for ages as a vague outline for an attempt at a Department of Abnormalities piece. When I will figure probably write it, because if there was a good time to break my non-SCP posting streak. Oh, happy birthday! This is your birthday story. Very cool. And yeah, all right, Allison, that was pretty good. I need to sign in and upvote these stories. Make sure that I don't forget to do that. Remember, if you're on the SCP Wiki, to upvote and downvote. Tell the people what you think. It's important. 8372. It was pretty good. All right. Checking on the GoFundMe first. GoFundMe takes so long to reload. All right. No new donations to the GoFundMe yet. Go to the GoFundMe. The link is pinned. Because remember, when you donate through Super Chat, YouTube gets like 30 to 50% of it. So you really want to donate directly to the GoFundMe if you can. Rosie, thank you for your dono. Hello, limited to 50 characters, can't say much. Well, thank you for your dono, and hello back, Rosie. Grab yourself some delicious roast beef sandwiches at the commissary on your way past. Dacia, it's great to see them on the Foundation doing great at their job and still alive. Keep up the great work and incredible content. Well, thank you very much both for the compliments and your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some... I already did donuts. It's another D food. Some dates. Grab yourself some dates over at the commissary. While the GoFundMe has not gotten more donos, at least we're still getting super chats, though. Every little bit helps. As I said, do the GoFundMe first if you can, because it goes directly to Dr. Gears. But I will make the transfer from here if that's the only way you can make it happen. The SCP Foundation, we all stand. Bacon head eating for fun. Gifted 5 Site 42 memberships. Get them while they're hot, people. Become a member. Use those Dr. Sherman emojis. Use the tree emojis. They will scream if you put enough trees in the chat. I'm sure of it. That's totally the test. All right. Let's see what the next SCP we want to check out is. SCP-7643 looks pretty popular. Let's see what's up. Loading, loading, loading. Robin, that's the right member emoji. There you go. 4521 emojis everywhere. 7643, okay. Interesting. So, going into SCP. Oh, good question, Matthew Sellers. So, SCP doesn't make money on its own. In case you didn't know that about the SCP Wiki, SCP Wiki has really nothing super monetizable about it by itself. The SCP Wiki is a hobby for the people who write for it. And it's, you know, it's a passion project. It's just making art for art's sake. That being said, people who make content based on it, if they find a way to get big, like we here at Site 42 have, can make a little money off it. And I try to give that back to the community whenever I can, so that, you know, all of our artists have a little better of a standing, because when the artists can support themselves, they can keep making art. The thing stopping some of the best art in the world is people not being able to afford to live. And if you didn't think we were going to have an anti-capitalist rant at an SCP Foundation stream, it's too late! Gosh darn. Capitalism. So yes, a lot of SCP authors and creators have Patreons. I try to be part of all of them. That way, we can kind of, I hate to say trickle down economics, because we know that doesn't work in real life, but I'm trying to funnel money from the world like a spirit bomb into the SCP community. And then our filmmakers, our artists will all have better lives. That's the way we're doing this. But at least for now, the goal of the money is solely for Dr. Gears. We are helping Dr. Gears' author and one of the founders of the SCP Wiki survive the terrible year that they have had and not lose their house, which would be bad. We don't want them to lose their house. Charger, thank you for your extra dono. So if I went up against a Canadian serial killer with superhuman strength, speed, durability, and is a masochist that can break chains whilst restrained, it is stated is reasonable to contain. I mean, yeah, you could find a way, especially if it's a masochist, then you should really be able to coax it into containment using that mental weakness. Not weakness, but exploit. It's something you can exploit to your advantage. If it likes pain, then use that to get it in the box. I believe in you. What is the pen you spin in your videos? I have a lot of pens. The gray one, I find, this is just a... Yeah, this is a business pen. And it's just got comfy gray rubber. So it makes it pretty nice to spin. It makes it comfortable. This green pen I got from GDC while I was hanging out with the team behind SCP 5K. And so they were in San Francisco for the Game Developers Conference, and they called me up because I'm a local, and I dropped my pen. I went to go visit them and hang out with them during the convention. They're cool folk. And so we did some advertising together. We're helping with game and film stuff. And so that is the GDC pen. This is just a big honky boy. I don't know where I got the chunky pen from, but chunky pen is actually a little harder to spin because it's a thick boy. And so it's a little bit of a challenge. It's like lifting weights with your fingers. It's weightlifting for your fingers. Be strong. You need strong fingers for finging, I guess. And then the last pen is my fountain pen. And you don't spin a fountain pen because you get ink everywhere. Ask me how I discovered this. Don't ask me, you already know. It was a terrible idea, I'll never do it again. Alright, chunky pen goes back, GDC pen goes back, and gray pen's back. So yes, Monkey, grab yourself some muffins at the commissary, thank you for your dono, and that is your question answered. Weaver, giving out a Site 42 membership. That's what heroes do. Grab yourself some waffles at the commissary. Rosie, now you're a member. Congratulations. That must have been from the gift. It's called a fountain pen. What do you expect? Yeah, I know. It's my first fountain pen. I've never had one before. I felt so fancy. I got it as a gift from a fan. And so I just played with it and I made a mistake. I made a mistake, man. All right. We are just about to cross $100 donated here in the Super Chats. And over on the GoFundMe. And that is just the Super Chats. That's not counting the memberships. So I'm going to have to go back and check how many members we got this stream to get that income too. But I like whatever we can give to Dr. Gears, we're doing it. Oh, pause that. That's going to cause lag. We don't want lag. All right, there we go. Chat's chugging along. Got the donos. gonna fly over to the next SCP. SCP-7643 is our next up-and-comer. Let's see what we got, folks. SCP, item number SCP-7643, classification level 2, restricted. Containment class, Euclid. Secondary class, Mehmet. Disruption class, Dark. Risk class, Notice. Special containment procedures. All Site-43 staff must adhere to Project Protocol Deostiation at all times. Description. SCP-7643 is an info hazard that impacts a single individual, designated SCP-7643-1 at a time. SCP-7643 causes an ontokinetic shift whenever SCP-7643-1 interacts with a one-way, non-automatic door. Through unknown methods, footnote, update, see Protocol Deostiation for details behind the transfer mechanics, SCP-7643 is able to transfer between hosts. When an SCP-7643 instance attempts to pull a door, SCP-7643 retroactively applies an ontokinetic shift, inverting the door swing. The mechanical pieces of a door that determine if it opens in or out, such that the door opens the opposite direction. If an SCP-7643-1 instance persists in alternating between pushing and pulling, SCP-7643's effect will occur each time for a period of time greater than 5 minutes with no recorded maximum duration. That's the most annoying anomaly I've ever heard of. Addendum 1, Discovery. On March 22nd, 2023, the following exchange was recorded between Dr. Garrison and Dr. Lilyhammer. It is the first confirmed instance of SCP-7643 in Foundation records. Security Log 7643-A transcript. Begin log. Dr. Heather Garrison is recorded as she approaches the doors to testing room 432-A. Dr. Garrison says, "I'm frickin' exhausted. Can we just get this over with?" Dr. Lilyhammer responds, "Heather, you're suggesting we got quarters?" "Babe, not today." Dr. Garrison reaches the threshold. She pushes on the door, activating SCP-7643 and inverting the door swing. She pushes a few more times. "Really? Have you tried pulling the door?" "Thankfully, I'll be sure to try that." Dr. Garrison begins to pull on the door, activating SCP-7643, switching the door state. It does not move. Dr. Garrison begins to push and pull on the door, alternating in rapid succession. "Motherfucker, I will kick you in!" "Are you sure you're pulling it? I know it's a complex concept. I'd be happy to give you some pointers." Dr. Garrison glares at Dr. Lilyhammer. Though the mechanics are unknown, it is believed that the previous exchange resulted in the transfer of SCP-7643. Dr. Garrison says, "Look, watch, pull." Dr. Garrison pulls the door, which opens without issue. "No, fuck this, I'm done." End log. Following the above incident, Dr. Garrison submitted a request for security videos to determine if an anomaly was present. Before the request could be granted, SCP-7643 was captured on another security camera. Security Log 7643-B transcript. Begin log. Dr. Lillian Lilyhammer and Dr. Harry Blank are captured approaching the doors to Site-43's Cafeteria A. Dr. Lilyhammer speaks first. "I don't know what was up with Heath. Yeah, she's cranky sometimes, so am I. But today she was just more frustrated than normal." How so?" "Harry, she stormed off because of a door." "Weird. Maybe there's something else going on?" Dr. Lilyhammer approaches the leftmost door to the cafeteria and pushes on it. SCP-7643 activates and it does not budge. "Motherfucker. What's wrong now?" "Harry, this is a pull door." "Okay." "No, you don't understand. This is a pull door." "Yeah, you pull them, not push." "Asshole. My point is, we both agree that when I push on this door, nothing happens because it's a pull door, right?" "Okay, sure, we agree. It's a pull door." "But it shouldn't be a pull door." "Lillian, there's no need to be embarrassed about pushing on a pull door. It happens all the time. People forget. It's no big... Harry, look who you're fucking talking to, okay? I need you to understand this. Throughout the entire time I've worked on this site, this door has always been a push door. Across countless timelines, realities, and simulated scenarios, it has always been a push door. But your memory is... Could you be wrong? Harry, please. Well, there goes my lunch. All because Lillian Lilyhammer forgot how to open a door. End log. Following the events of Security Log 7643-B, it is believed that Dr. Harry Blank became the new SCP-7643-1 instance. The next transfer would be the final one prior to the implementation of Protocol Deostatization. Deostiation. Words. Addendum 2. Incident 7643-W. On March 23rd, 2023, Incident 7643-W occurred, transferring SCP-7643 to its current host. Pardon. The following security log captures the moment of transfer. Incident 7643-W transcript. Begin log. Dr. Harry Blank and, oh god, Dr. William Weddle are seen outside of Site-43 as a heavy rain begins. Both rush toward the doors, with which Dr. Blank reaches first. He attempts to pull on the door, which activates SCP-7643. Fuck. I can't believe Lillian gave me... Heh, idiot. You can't even open a door. SCP-7643 transfers to Dr. Weddle, now SCP-7643-W. Well, that worked out nicely. Dr. Blank pushes the door, entering Site-43. The door closes behind him. Dr. Weddle approaches the same door and attempts to push, activating SCP-7643. Wait, what? Dr. Weddle is observed attempting to open the same door for the next 4 hours as the rain continues to fall. End log. Ah, Weddle. Weddle. Good old SCP-7000. Dr. William Weddle. Following the events of Incident 7643-W, Dr. Lilyhammer, Dr. Garrison, and Dr. Blank submitted this file, alongside a proposal for Protocol Deostatization. Footnote. Deostatization is defined as the act of throwing something or someone out a door. After swift approval by the Site-43 section chairs, it was enacted and has run without issue since, as detailed in the notice below. Notice from the Site-43 section chairs regarding Protocol Deostatization. To all staff employed at Site-43, excluding Dr. William Weddle. To maintain containment of SCP-7643, Protocol Deostatization has been implemented. Following Protocol Deostatization is considered a top priority for all staff, and any individuals found to be in violation will be punished accordingly. As per Protocol Deostatization, individuals are prohibited from mocking, making jokes at or about, taunting, teasing, or engaging in commentary that could be construed as sarcastic or insulting towards Dr. William Weddle, also known as SCP-7643-W, when he is attempting to open a door. Due to Dr. Weddle's latent abilities, SCP-7000, our hope is that SCP-7643 will be assumed as an extension of those effects, causing negligible additional harm, and containment will be ensured through self-deprecation. Please note that this does not restrict actions or statements made toward Dr. Weddle during periods where he's not actively attempting to open a door. Of course we can shit-talk him when he's not trying to open a door. Oh, there's a tale, too. A tale called Reostiation. It's not that long. Maybe we'll keep going. I enjoyed the first part. Maybe I want more. How do you guys like that one? Do you guys enjoy SCP-7643? I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to upvote it. Checking the GoFundMe, reloading while I go back to chat. Robin, thank you for donating again. A pair of individual siblings have capabilities similar to D&D cantrip Vicious Mockery. How would the Foundation contain them? Cut their vocal cords. Done. I mean, we couldn't cut their vocal cords because then they would be neutralized and we couldn't test on them anymore. So I guess we would muzzle them. We would muzzle them. Ria Gotcha! Thank you for your first dono to the Site-42 cause. It will go to Dr. Gears when we get there. I like reading the wiki and other things, but how do I contribute? First of all, grab yourself some rhubarb on your way past the commissary. So, this is a common question, and I've got a common answer. So, To contribute to SCP, you have to be old enough to apply to the wiki. You got to be 18 nowadays. Chargers, right. Charger said it succinctly. Write a story, let someone proofread it, see how it pans out, and if you succeed, upload it to the wiki. You have to become a member of Wikidot, then you have to become a member of the SCP Wiki, then you have to, if you've never written an SCP before, you have to go through the green light process, which is where some site members will look at your idea and be like, oh, that's a good idea, you should write that. Or they'll go, oh, that's really going to be hard to write. You should try and write something a little easier for your first SCP. But once your idea is greenlit, then you write the first iteration of the story, and then you either take it to the critique forum to let SCP authors on the critique team look at it and give you notes, or if you've got friends who are SCP authors or writers, you can talk to them too. But it usually takes 3 to 5 to 10 drafts of an SCP for it to get wiki ready for the average new user. And so, once you go through the process of critique and fixing it, a couple times, and it looks like it's good, that's when you upload it. And so now we got some new people to the stream. Hello, everyone who's new to the stream. Let me update you with what's going on. We are here fundraising for the author behind Dr. Gears. Dr. Gears is, of course, one of the most famous SCP author avatars. Tons of stories about Dr. Gears and the Gears family. A lot of lore. Dr. Gears' creator, Dan, is one of the original founders of the SCP Wiki. And has gone through a very, very, very bad year with health, with work, is on the verge of homelessness, and with a family, with a wife and kids. The wife just got fired from a job because their car broke down, so they don't have a car to go to work. And so we are trying to raise money for one of the creators of the SCP Wiki, because without the SCP Wiki, we would not have everything that we have with SCP Stories. Site42 wouldn't have such an epic channel that just crossed 950k subscribers. Thank you guys for being around. That's crazy. And all of these projects are made possible by us, by what the work Dr. Gears and the other founders have done. So we're going to try and help him out best we can. He has medical issues, finance issues. He's a nice guy. He didn't want to ask for help, but some of his friends in the community bullied him into it. And so we're going to do our best. So if you can go to the GoFundMe, another $5 was just donated. You are awesome, whoever did that. We are currently somewhere past $120 here on Super Chats. That is awesome. I will get the Super Chats over to Dr. Gears once the stream revenue for this month comes through in a couple of days. I'll just pay it forward. I know it's going to be like a month delayed, but I'll just do it this month because it's quicker. RX Dima, thank you for your dono. Grab yourself some rutabaga on your way past the commissary. You are the site director of Site 30. Good. Any breaches over there? Everything okay? Everything's fine here at Site 42. No big deals right now. Is there an SC Rebel Commander? Thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some blue milk on your way past the commissary. Pardon? That's what I get for drinking bubble water on stream. Is there an SCP that's an infinity bouncing ball so much it's hard to contain, like speed and energy friction, that it destroys whatever it breaks? Yes! Yes, there is an SCP bouncy ball that is just like that, actually. I don't think... Did you know that already? Or are you just asking, or are you guessing? Because, going over, SCP-018 is a crazy anomalous bouncy ball. The super ball. And so... yeah, it drops, it always bounces with over 200% efficiency. So if it's dropped 1 meter, it will bounce 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. The ball soon became a dangerous projectile, reaching speeds estimated at 100 kilometers an hour and damaging property and injuring 5 in the city of Redacted. It came to a rest after several days in the nearby lake of Redacted and was retrieved by SCP personnel. So yeah, there is an anomalous bouncy ball. You were not, if you didn't know that, now you know. Parenthesis Gray, thank you for your dono. I know you're helping out with the cause. Gears is also, you are right. Besides being one of the founders of SCP, Gears is the writer of some of the most iconic SCP articles in Series 1. Gears wrote SCP-106, SCP-682, SCP-924, among many, many others. Dr. Gears is crazy prolific on the wiki and is to blame for some of the most popular SCP articles of all time. Definitely one of the SCP goats, to be sure. So that is why we're here to help. Thank you for your donations to the cause to keep it going. All right, so that was the bouncy ball article. I liked SCP-7643, so I'm going to upvote that. Yeah, let's take a wiki walk. Let's go look at reosteation. Some dude who does stuff. Thank you for your dono. Grab yourself some samosas on your way to past the commissary. Dr. Wolven, thank you for your dono. Every little bit helps. Every little bit. It is because there's so many of us that we can all donate just a hair, and it becomes a big, well, hairball in this metaphor, my bad. But yes, it is little bits from everybody that helps. So, no dono is too small for Dr. Gears. Okay. Reosteation. So, reosteation, a Dr. William Weddell tale. Let's see how we got on this. Dr. William Wallace Weddell wasn't stupid. Yes, bad things happened to him constantly, and he had the luck of a gambling addict, but that didn't mean he was an idiot. He knew when things were going wrong. He heard the jokes echoing through the halls, and he saw the way the rest of the site treated him. He wasn't stupid. He just couldn't bring himself to care anymore. Dr. Weddell walked through the back halls of Site 43 on his daily meander between replication studies and the cafeteria. A meander because it was unpredictable and constantly ended with something interrupting his day. He had long given up on schedules, plans, and goals. Willie let fate take the reins. If it's going to keep fucking me, I might as well stop fighting it. He had first realized that when he was 12 years old, which is linking back to SCP-7000, the loser. The world was out of his hands, and he had no way to control anything, let alone himself. Weddell had given up on life earlier than most people are even considering what they want to spend their lives doing. It was a complete shock to him that his life had gone the way it did. That was the funny thing about not giving a shit. When you have no plans or expectations, you can't be disappointed. You don't get hurt because you never lose. Because you don't ever lose. You never lose because you never try to win. Not like winning ever even matters, Weddell thought, scowling. When he did win, it wasn't because of something he did. Or at least nobody would ever believe it. It was always bad luck, or somebody else having a great time and getting lucky. Never something that he was responsible for. He never got the credit for anything, so why bother? But again, William wasn't stupid. He was observant. That's what made him so good at replication studies. Confirmation bias doesn't exist when you never think you're right. But he just couldn't shake the feeling that something had changed in the past week. It wasn't major. His life wasn't significantly better, but it was undeniable that something had changed. Dr. Weddell shrugged as he turned a corner, crashing into the wall and losing his balance as he did so. Figures, William thought. Nothing ever really changes. But deep down, he knew that something was different. And something was different leads back to 7643, which is titled Push and Pull. Hey, Willie, your shoelaces are untied. Maybe. Weddell, is that toilet paper stuck to your shoe? Probably. Look at that fucking idiot. He can't even put his shirt on right. So what? Dr. Weddell thought to himself as he ignored the constant comments. Even if they're being honest, it's not like I can do anything about it. At a certain point, the barbs, jeers, and witty remarks didn't bother him. Nothing really bothered him anymore. Expect the worst, and anything but that is an improvement. Where the most people faltered was not being able to consider just how bad a situation could truly get. In that way, it was a hidden blessing that William was as creative as he was. No, creative wasn't the right word. He didn't come up with the worst case scenarios on his own. No, he had lived them for his entire life. He got really good at knowing just how bad things could get. And if you're always expecting your life to fall apart, well, somebody pointing it out to you only makes you more right. It was just like replication studies. It's patterns, not instances, William thought. 1 or 2 times is an outlier. A pattern is the only thing that matters. And so when William approached the cafeteria door and the continual running commentary that defined his life stopped, now that was interesting. Especially because it wasn't the first time that it had happened. For the past week, Dr. Weddle had started to track a pattern. His luck was no different than usual. He still had the same number of incidents he always ran into, but for some reason, whenever he approached a door, it would stop. It all stopped. Well, not the bad luck. He still sucked at opening doors. Not that it was a knock on his ability to operate a door. He knew that he was capable enough to interact with a simple object. But every time he was stuck trying to open a door, spending minutes to hours just pushing and pulling, it was peaceful. That scared William. Why now? He thought as he stared at the glass and metal door right in front of him. What has changed in the past week that would cause this? Not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, but no, scratch that. He looked every gift in the mouth. Anything good was inherently suspicious. You think something is good, you get distracted, you let your guard down, and then the other shoe drops. You realized why it was happening. You understand where you failed. You know just how much of an idiot you were to trust something good could happen to you. Dr. Weddle was used to punishing himself. Some might even say that was one of the few things he was good at. As he pushed the door and it refused to budge, Dr. Weddle smiled. Misfortune was his comfort zone. "So, Willie, how's it hanging?" A familiar voice called out from behind. William was still standing in front of the same door, puzzled but unbothered. "Been worse," William replied, turning around to the voice and catching his sleeve on a shirt button. "So what you up to then, Willie?" Harry Blank said, a shit-eating grin on his face. "Having some trouble." "Fascinating," Weddle thought, watching as Harry stopped mid-sentence, stuttering and mumbling to himself instead. "Even Harry? Let's see what he knows." "Just doing some replication work," Weddle started. "There's something with this door." "There is?" Harry said, looking around side to side, refusing to meet William's eyes. "Yeah, it won't open. It's not like I don't know how to open a door, right?" A small chuckle would diffuse things a bit, get more out of Blank. Weddle knew from experience that setting Harry up for a joke like that was sure to get a response. So when Harry didn't immediately zing him, there was another piece of evidence that he was right. "Yeah, well, I think everybody can open a door." Harry was panicking. Weddle almost saw the sweat bead on his forehead and drip down as he stuttered to find the right words. "What are you doing, Harry? Take the bait." You say that, but I've been trying to open this door for an hour now. It has to be me, right? I'm too stupid to be able to open a door." "I don't think I would go that far, Willie. You're capable." A compliment. Now that is interesting, Weddle thought. Harry should have been an asshole by now. Something's wrong. No, not wrong. That's the normal reaction. His standard response. It wasn't wrong, though. It was good. A positive thing? In his life? Dr. William Weddle smiled, realizing what was going on. Well, no. He didn't know why it was happening. Of course, that's not important for replication studies. Somebody else can figure out why, behind an anomaly, William was an expert in finding out if something was anomalous. And something had changed. The data didn't lie. "Maybe I'll spend some more spare time hanging out near doors," Weddle thought, a grin breaking through his normal dour self. What's the worst that could... No. He knew the worst case scenario. He had lived it his entire life. Right. What's the best that could happen? For once, Weddle didn't know what to expect. That's neat, Quirius. Very good author. I enjoyed the tone. Very cool. I'm going to upvote that as well. I enjoyed it. It brought a smile to my face. All right, chat. Checking on. The GoFundMe is chugging along. $21.65. Donate to the link in the description or the pinned link so we can keep helping Dr. Gears with his cavalcade of William Weddle-like luck. I would literally pay for a podcast of audiobook of Dr. Sherman reading SCP articles. My friend, you need to check out the playlist on this channel called The Sherm's Great Skip Dictations. Because that playlist is hundreds of podcast readings of Dr. Sherman SCP readings. We've been doing them since 2015. That's when we started the channel. Rebel Commander, thank you for your dono. SCP you consider to be the most horrifying of all. The most horrifying SCP. I think... probably... I'm going to say 2718, I think it is, right? Is that death? I always get the number confused. Yeah, 2718. What happens after? Yeah, I hate that one. What do you mean that death isn't the end and you just get to feel your molecules spread out around the galaxy in eternal pain forever? No, thank you. Don't like it. Not a fan. Desk, thank you for donating yourself. I mean, if we're reading random SCPs, there is this #1 doggo that's pretty good. You know, as long as I'm just sitting here doing nothing, helping Dr. Gears, if reading #1 doggo would help Dr. Gears, I'm here. I'm here to do it. One thing I caught in the comments real quick. Daniel, thanks for all the great content. You're quite welcome. First time I've caught you live and also love the SCP content in the wiki, so I figured I might as well donate to help out. Gotta go to bed though, so best of luck. Thank you for your dono, Daniel. Whether you do it to the GoFundMe where Dr. Gears gets all of it. You did to the GoFundMe. Very good of you. Thank you very kindly for your dono. Yeah, the GoFundMe, Dr. Gears gets like 99% of the funding. I know GoFundMe takes a small cut. Versus Super Chats where YouTube takes like 30 to 50% of every Super Chat. So while I'll give the Super Chat stuff over to Dr. Gears, it's better to donate directly to the GoFundMe if you can. So, that being said, Desk, drop me a link to #1 doggo. I know it's a 001, but I don't remember where it is. There's so many 001s and -Js. I can also just Google it. Maybe that'll be faster. Maybe it won't be faster. Oh, SCP #1 doggo-J. I see ya. I see ya. Before I start this, Vixer, thank you for your dono. Grab yourself some ravioli on your way past the commissary. All right, SCP #1 doggo. Notice from the Records and Information Security Administration. Do not edit documentation without express permission, matching clearance, and valid reasoning. All edits are recorded. Even yours, Eugene. Ryza, in totality. Classification Committee Memorandum. Yeah, and just so you know, SCP-001 proposals are reviewed with utmost scrutiny. Only the most notably important/powerful anomalies join the ranks among the 50-plus accepted files. Ignore the bit about decoy proposals. That sentence is a decoy. Please do not tell anyone this. SCP Classification Committee. Notice from the Emergent Threat Tactical Response Authority. Oh, whoa, what's going on over here? Something we should know about? Notice from the Records and Information Security Administration. No, Etra, this doesn't concern you. Y'all nosy AF. And weird. Item SCP-001-J. Pending. Nope, scratch out. Denied times 36. Object class. Safe. Special containment procedures. Anomaly should be kept within a standard entity containment unit measuring 200 centimeters by 100 centimeters by 200 centimeters, that's scratched out. At the residence of Dr. Eugene Holland. Access to SCP-001-J is restricted to Level 3 personnel and above. That's scratched out. Interaction with the animal in question requires approval from Dr. Holland himself. Description. SCP-001-J, scratched out. Indigo is a male Siberian husky. Footnote. Canis lupus familiaris. Approximately 18 months old. And he's just a puppy. And currently employed as Dr. Eugene Holland's service canine. I'm just going to start calling it Indigo. Or, I see what you're doing with this joke. SCP-001-J, scratched out. Indigo exhibits atypical characteristics and behaviors expected from others of his nature. The A is scratched out. Including a thick double coat, brown-blue heterochromia, erect triangle ears, and distinctive markings. SCP-001-J, scratched out again. Indigo is in excellent health and will probably outlive us all. Scratched out. SCP-001-J, Indigo displays extraordinary intelligence, extra is scratched out, and dexterity compared to non-anomalous members of its species. Observed talents include problem-solving skills, memory retention, and a capacity for human communication reaching far beyond parity with other canines. Footnote. As per data acquired from subjects equipped with specialized performance measuring resources such as tiny treadmills, weighted harnesses, K-12 Common Core learning and K-12 Common Core learning environments, etc. Although harmless to a vast majority of humans, those with specific occupations and intentions, e.g., home invaders, muggers, suspicious postal workers, Jehovah's Witnesses, and so on, should exhibit mild caution while in close proximity. According to Dr. Holland, the canine can tear bad guys to shreds but would never hurt a fly elsewise, even if it flew into his ear. Therefore, no security detail or responsive containment is required. Footnote. Containment is accomplished with ease by placing food underneath a box labeled Free Chow, rigged via propped-up stick tied with a length of string. There's a photo of an adorable puppy. If you don't see what I'm talking about by now, click to enlarge. And that is scratched out. Then see an optometrist. Care is to be delivered the same as any other domesticated canine of his size, age, and lifestyle. Incident 001-J Indigo. Following first pass revision of this proposal, Dr. Holland was reported for committing several dozen unauthorized changes and reverts to the documentation in right of possession. His editing permissions were then emergency revoked, after which Dr. Holland proceeded to submit 35 additional and largely identical 001 proposals over the next 3 months, averaging 2 to 3 per week, all of which were denied. A stop order and voluntary summons were provided in triplicate to Dr. Holland, who failed to report it to his supervisor within the allotted time frame. Dr. Holland and his dog of interest, footnote, now designated DOI-001 for ease of reference, were then taken in for questioning. Addendum 001-J-Indigo. Access log 01, interview with Dr. Holland. Transcript log 01, interview, Dr. Redacted. Dr. Redacted requested anonymity following this interview, stating that it was not a good look. Request approved. SME, proposed record keeping and pruning on behalf of all of RISA. Interviewees, Dr. Eugene Holland, Level 2, General Researcher, Site 88, Indigo, Dog of Interest 001. Date, January 29th, 2021, begin log. Dr. Holland. Hey, you want to see me? You could say that. More necessary than desired, and I'm not exactly a dog person. Cats. Allergies. Please keep a wide berth around my sinuses. Sound good? He said to Dog of Interest 001. Oh, he can't talk. I'm aware. So, Eugene, I've requested your presence via email several times now. What gives? I haven't got a thing from anyone today, I assure you. I don't really get emails nowadays. God, how long has it been? Trails off in contemplation. Footnote. Later inspection revealed a loose Ethernet cable in the back of Dr. Holland's computer. Dr. Holland, you recently submitted a proposal for SCP-001. Quite a few of them, if you recall. Yes, and? And? Wait, you did that on purpose? Of course. The article kept being altered without my permission. I didn't even know who edited the thing in the first place. I did. It's my job. Do you have any idea how much work you have given me? How much time I wasted on this? You could have consulted me first. I would have cleared things up, or heck, just showed you. He's right here. I know. I can feel his presence now. Huh? Because, you get it, allergies. Oh, I wasn't aware. Apologies. How? I just told... Forget it. Please explain the impetus for claiming your dog should be a candidate for SCP-001. Indigo. His name is Indigo, and he's no ordinary canine companion. He is an absolute genius, a prodigy among tail chasers, with complete mastery over every trick in the book. Sit, stay, roll over, even play dead. Oh, I can show you. Dr. Holland retrieves a sandwich bag from his back pocket, filled with crushed dog biscuits. I gotta stop doing that. My time is valuable. You should know these proposals aren't for every single mundane thing we come across, no matter how well it may follow simple direction. I know, but Indigo is extraordinary in his own, clearly observable and downright adorable way. I mean, did you get a good peep at those eyes? He looks into your soul. Everyone loves their pets, Eugene. But, no, I mean it. You're probably standing at the wrong angle. Here. Dr. Holland picks up Dog of Interest 001 and plants it in direct eye line of Dr. Redacted. Look into his eyes. They're like oceans. Okay, one of them is like an ocean. The blue one. Yes, I see that. What I failed to see is how this makes him anomalous, let alone a fitting proposal for the SCP-001 slot. The husky barks and jumps up on Dr. Holland, tail slapping Dr. Redacted's shin as the two playfully wrestle on the floor. Dr. Redacted backs away and, after waiting for several seconds, interjects. Dr. Holland. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, I figure this is enough to get the ball rolling, right? You can speak to someone, get the situation taken care of, and our proposals pushed through. Realistically, I only need one approved. You can probably just toss the others. Really? You're serious? Okay. Give me a moment. Dr. Redacted sighs, exiting the room shortly afterwards. Note, Dr. Redacted contacted Ryza Director Maria W. Jones to relay progress and discuss plans of action. Given the persistence of Dr. Holland and an otherwise uneventful afternoon, both the Classification Committee and Emergent Tactical Threat Response Authority liaisons agreed to attend via observation room and provide insight or moral support if possible. We have 2 more interview logs. I need a drink. Transcript log 2. Interviewer, Dr. Redacted again. Interviewees, Eugene Holland the dog. Presiding, Classification Committee, Emergent Tactical Threat Response Committee. Date, same day. Begin log. Alright. While the administration appreciates your enthusiasm, there's still some confusion regarding your rationale behind the choice to submit 36,001 proposals about Diego. Dr. Holland is absent-mindedly petting Dog of Interest 001 while it salivates on the tile floor. Wait, Diego? It's indigo. Like the color. Animal stares at Dr. Redacted, who returns the gaze wordlessly. The air between the two is thick with tension. Oh, looks like he wants some love. I think he likes you. Get in here. Backing away. No thanks, I'm allergic. Remember? Anyway, getting back to the point. Please demonstrate to myself and the observing parties any anomalous properties your dog, or Indigo, possesses. Absolutely. Looking over at the opaque observation window, Dog of Interest 001 firmly planted on his lap, In technical terms, indigo is a vessel of esophysically pure kindness and good vibes, or as I call it, wholesomatic irradiation. It's a measurably quantifiable emission of positivity. Footnote, it is not. Indigo never barks too loudly, he doesn't chew on furniture or anyone he shouldn't, and he's always there when you need company. In my eyes, the ultimate anomaly, an embodiment of everything good in this often bleak world. Isn't that where designation is SCP-001? Not really. How does that compare to anomalies of untold earth-shattering ability? Pardon. In items of absolute power, of great value, of whatever. Oh! Sorry, never... Sorry. Never in my 20 years working for this organization has an employee been in my presence with... with such a misunderstanding of the designation. Sorry. Dr. Han lifts Dog of Interest 001 to face height, briefly touching noses with the animal, who reacts positively to the gesture. No, we're on the same page. Well, Indigo and I, of course. But you and I are too. Not every anomaly has to be flashy or universe-creating, right? Proposals don't even need to be the actual 001. The few I've seen feel like they're only SCP-001 to the person who submits the proposal. Besides, there's like, what, 50 of them now? 51 in the main archive. Is there a maximum number the Foundation allows or something? Doesn't feel like it to me. At any rate, Indigo fits just as perfectly as any other. He may not control time or shoot lasers from his eyes, but he does have control of my heart. He may not have formed the world to stand on, but he's my entire world. A pause. Dr. Redacted sneezes again. Okay. Looks to the one-way glass for direction, but the panel refuses to be anything other than a reflective service. Dr. Redacted waves frantically in the mirror. What? Are they doing something? I don't know. I'll ask. Be right back. I need an antihistamine anyway. Note, antihistamine was approved. Given a lack of consensus and the inherent entertainment developing from this situation, 054, 057, and 0511 joined via remote communication. Following this, a conclusion to, quote, let Dr. Holland down easy, but like, don't beat around the bush or anything, since the guy's clearly unhinged and debates over his proposal are filling the council's inbox, was reached. Access log 3, conclusion of interview with Dr. Holland. Transcript log 3, same interviewer, same interviewees, presiding, the Classification Committee, Emergent Tactical Threat Response Authority, 054, 057, and 0511, same day. Begin log. Dr. Holland looks up. You're back again. I heard voices. Seems like things were getting pretty heated, probably because none of you have experienced a good boy quite like this before. Got you all rustled. Huh. I guess so. Did I hear someone suggest launching him into the sun? Seems excessive. No, we were talking about you. Don't worry, our only working sun catapult is on the moon, and we lost the launch data to get there. Well, any news about Indigo's proposal? I decided to name it after him, only fitting. Dr. Holland reaches out a hand to his side without looking, and Dog of Interest 001 comes up trotting to him a moment later. Right. After much deliberation, I regret to inform you that your proposals do not align with the well-established standards for the prestigious SCP-001 slot. I'm going to have to ask you to stop submitting proposals of any kind involving your service animal. If it helps to know, I really went to bat for you, but the admins have a very strong convictions about this topic. I'm sure you understand. Do you have any final statements or points you failed to mention as to why this... Looks at Dog of Interest 001, who's cleaning his underside with its tongue. Should be considered. Look, I know he's not as important to the Foundation as he is to me. Sometimes an anomaly is just an anomaly. It's unique for one reason or another. Indigo is special and unlike any doggo you'll ever encounter. I want everyone to know how amazing he is, but alas, I know it would undoubtedly destroy the veil if Indigo went public. Turns to face Dog of Interest 001. Isn't that right? Destroy the veil with how cute and smart and talented you are, good boy. Dog of Interest 001 looks up, tilting its head to the side quizzically, as if expecting some unknown response. The look fades when Dr. Holland starts scratching behind the animal's ear. I hardly consider that a realistic worry to have. That's... Can you stop petting him for just a few minutes? The meds haven't kicked in yet, and I can see all the hair and dander getting everywhere. Oh, God. Husky glitter. He's brought so much joy and love into my life. If that's not anomalous, I don't know what is. Drop my pen because I'm sneezing so much. Achoo! While I understand where you're coming from, your proposal lacks empirical evidence of anomalous behavior. It feels Ames head away to sneeze again, but does not this time. Ahem. It feels inappropriate to approve, is what I was saying. I get you. But for the record, Indigo is still the goodest of good boys. Maybe not the world's most notable anomaly, but definitely mine. Oh, and he can do this. Dog of Interest 001 stands upright on its back legs and begins singing an Italian opera, specifically Ruggero Leoncavallo's Pagliacci. The fuck? Roughly 4 minutes later, Dog of Interest 001 is observed taking a bow, returning to four legs with a bark shortly thereafter. Dr. Holland then provided Dog of Interest 001 with a small piece of biscuit. You really should have led with that. No. Following this interview, Dr. Holland's 36 proposals were given new consideration. Requests denied again. As a compromise, he was allowed to choose another valid alphanumeric slot so long as it was unused and did not contain 001 in any capacity. Anomaly designated SCP-001-J, as in OHOHONE-J. Footnote 8. No. Did you really think that would work? Anomaly hesitantly designated SCP number 1 Doggo-J. Dr. Holland is advised to refrain from submitting proposals for SCP-001 in the future. At least, not unless they're really, really badass. Alright, so there is SCP number 1 Doggo. And now, check the GoFundMe and check in with you guys again. Ugly Duckling, I am checking the stream right now. So while we can't guarantee the increase has come from the stream itself, because there are other people donating, we do know that the GoFundMe has gone up $110 since we started streaming, which is dope. And here on YouTube, we have raised $147 with chat revenue. That doesn't include memberships. I have to go check those out. And now I need to go check out the donos. Where did I leave off? Rebel Commander, thanks for the next dono. Funniest SCP of all time to me. So my funniest SCP... Alright, I'm going to say a couple, because I can't pick just one. These are Pringles here. The 1-J that is in my, Hall of Fame SCPs that I quote when I say my favorite SCPs is SCP-008-J, which is a guy named Jeff. Jeff is a guy from New Zealand whose anomalous ability seems to be that he keeps accidentally breaking into Foundation dark sites and then escaping the mobile task force that tries to contain him. And he's just a super nice guy, but he's always in the middle of craziness. Jeff is top tier SCP comedy to me. SCP-008-J. Other funny SCPs. If Radiger has written an SCP, it's gosh darn hilarious. Always trust a Radiger SCP. Go to Radiger's author page. 5320 is my favorite of their SCPs. That's the infinite fish that just goes on forever. And so that's in my top tier of funny SCPs, as well as just one of my favorite SCP articles. Also, their SCP-8000 entry, it was like 9 billion wizards or something. Incredible. Just an SCP about shooting wizards in the head. So funny. So that's another top tier funny one. The other two I would name off the top of my head that are really, really funny are I forget which one it is. It's the one where the SCP anomaly is a guy whose bodily functions emit whatever your favorite food is. It's a Thanksgiving article, and it's really gross, but therefore it's funny. Oh, it's called Cornucopias. Cornucopias. That's what it's called. Agent Kramer, thank you, all of you, so very much. Dr. Sherman, you're absolutely wonderful. We appreciate you and everyone here so much. You must be part of the team for the donations, and so I'm glad you're here and happy to help out as best we can. We're doing our best for Dr. Gears here. I'll talk about Dr. Gears in a minute after I finish donos and this question. And then the other funny one is one of the 4,000 joke articles, dash J's. SCP-J list. It's the cooperative demon. Is it like 4378? For 4357, cooperative demon, is a demon who we have in containment because every time he mocks us by telling us how to contain him. And, oh, you guys are so stupid. You don't even have holy water. Well, we got some holy water and now contained him. And so it's actually helping out a lot for containing, what's the word I'm looking for? Other demons as well as itself. So that's pretty funny. Oh, and the Jesuses, which the Jesuses aren't actually comical, most of them. I mean, that one where Jesus is an Uber driver is a dash J, so that one is funny on purpose. But for me, I just find the concept of having so many SCP Jesuses just hilarious. Yes, Obi-101 Kenobi. There's, to my knowledge, Charger, you are on it today. That's why you're the overseer. Jesus is SCP Cheese Jesus, Uber Driver Jesus, Bread Jesus, and then the one you missed is Vor Jesus. I'm not kidding. Vor Jesus. I actually think we got a 5th Jesus recently, but I don't remember. Lemonade the Slothful Succubus. You don't need to worry if Jesus is trying to eat you, because it only eats you if you eat a whole Bible without condiments, specifically. If you eat a whole Bible without condiments, then Vor Jesus appears and eats you. But it's okay, because you end up in his stomach, which is a pocket dimension, with a Jesus-themed theme park. The Jesus-themed theme park is broken down and abandoned, so it's not super fun. But you can leave anytime you want. It's not that bad. Also, yeah, so if you try to eat we put honey in the binding of all Bibles produced. That way, your normal everyday Bible will not do the anomaly. But, I mean, if someone, like, wrote and typed out their own Bible and bound it, then that would be the only way they could do it. But they'd have to make their own Bible to eat it, and a lot of people don't go that hard. Charlie 10 Pro, thank you for your dono to the Dr. Gear cause. Who would win in a fight between Deadpool or 682? I believe... I mean, basically... I think 682 has more battle capabilities. Like, Deadpool has a lot of weapons, but... As Charger said, yes, I was thinking that. Deadpool can fit in 682's mouth. I think... I mean, yeah, then he cut himself out of there with baby knife or something. But I think 682 comes out on top. Rebel Commander, thank you for donating again. What about an SCP that makes all researchers that come in contact with it no longer believe in SCPs at all and there's nothing anomalous ever? I think... I mean, we have an anomaly that makes you think it's not anomalous. We have anomalies that make you think that they don't exist, that you don't remember they exist. Montana is saying there is an anomaly that makes you no longer believe in the anomalous. I don't know it, but I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, 055 just deletes it from your memory, but it doesn't make you not believe in SCPs anymore. 3930 is the pattern screamers, and that makes you not exist, but you still, yeah, you don't no longer believe in anomalies. It might exist, I'm not sure. But otherwise, we would just contain it with any other anti-memetic protocols. The anti-memetics division would have to make sure that they contain it without knowing about it, just like other anti-memes. So, in case you're new to the stream, we are currently, as you saw in the thumbnail, gathering donations for SCP author, administrator, and founder, Dr. Gears. The author behind Dr. Gears and some of the biggest SCP articles of all time, like 106, The Old Man, 682, The Hard to Destroy Reptile, and 924, The Very Fine, Very Rough Machine, has fallen on some incredibly hard times. Financially, physically, work-wise, and so the community is coming together to raise funds to help him out. And so right now, if you donate to the GoFundMe, that is the best way to donate because Dr. Gears gets everything from that. If you donate to this stream through Super Chats by becoming a member, I will allocate those funds minus the 30 to 50% that YouTube takes, and I will allocate that to Dr. Gears once my YouTube money comes in for the month. And so that'll be in a couple of days. But any donation to help our friend Dr. Gears is much appreciated. I've got a little... Wait, Very Fine Rough Machine is 914. I think I was right that he wrote 914, though. I think I just had the wrong number. Go into SCP-914 right now. How did a fly get in my office? Rude. It's taking forever to load. Taking forever. Why are you taking so long? Sean, thank you for your dono while that loads. Doc, I must report I have escaped from containment as one of the Florida men. Now! Get back in your Florida-shaped box. Don't bring your swamp out to everyone else. I'm gonna feed you to a miniature 682. Yes, Dr. Gears wrote 914, which is the Clockworks. So yeah, Dr. Gears is one of the founders of SCP, wrote some of the best known SCPs, and now he needs our help. And so we are raising funds. Anything you can donate helps us out. Okay. So, J-Fandoms, if you are among the many who has no of the monies, just make sure you like this stream, share it around to your SCP friends. If you have anyone you know who likes SCP, tell them they can help Dr. Gears pronto. Alex the Vampire, is there any candy corn SCP? You're eating candy corn. Well, I'm glad you got some candy corn from the commissary. And really quick, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I go to Google when you ask me these questions, and I type in SCP candy corn. It appears that there is no SCP candy corn. So no luck on that end. Agent Kramer, thank you again. All of you, Dr. Gears and I are absolutely grateful to everybody. I am happy to hear that. All right, let's go back to the SCP readings. I got time to do one more before we end the stream. Guess who's back? Back again. Sherman's back. Tell your friends. Sherman's back. Yes, he's back. Super back. We're so back. Back and back. Back, back, back. Back, back, back. Back, 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 back. SCP-3523. Okay, so a new article just got rewritten or deleted or something like that. So we have a replacement article. SCP-3523, titled Resident. Item number, SCP-3523. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. The house containing SCP-3523 is under Foundation ownership. Due to its distant proximity from other buildings and major roadways, it is to be kept in its current state indefinitely. A 1-kilometer exclusion zone is to be maintained around the property. Entrance into the house is forbidden. To limit SCP-3523's continued growth, excess flesh is to be trimmed bi-monthly and shipped to Site-39 for analysis and incineration. Description: SCP-3523 is a biological entity of unknown composition occupying a house in rural Warren, New Jersey, USA. Its body currently fills both the basement and the first floor of the house, with multiple appendages and tumorous growths extending into the second floor and backyard. Ground scans also reveal a large mass of tissue extending deeper past the basement into a small recess in the earth. Scans and monitoring show the existence of organs and external structures. However, SCP-3523 does not conform anatomically to any known organism. Its dermis possesses a slightly pink hue and a flesh-like consistency. Multiple bulges and lesions are visible along the first and second floor sections, with 2 notable protrusions near the back side of the house which have breached the exterior walls and now extend into the backyard. These protrusions possess growths similar in structure and appearance to human sensory organs. Footnote: eyes, ears, nose, etc. A large umbilical cord extends around the entire first floor. SCP-3523 does not appear to be sentient or sapient, and does not display any need for sustenance. Occasionally, however, parts of SCP-3523 have been observed to twitch. DNA testing is inconclusive. Addendum: the home in which SCP-3523 resides belonged to the McCall family for 32 years before it was abandoned in mid-2016. Foundation ownership of the property began 2 years later, during which SCP-3523 continued to grow without cessation. According to tax records, 5 people lived in the house at the time: Jim McCall, Lydia McCall, Benjamin McCall, and Sarah Nielsen. That's 4 people. That's not 5 people, that's 4 people. Where's the 5th person? What? In early 2019, Foundation assets tracked down 2 of the 5 supposed residents of the house in 2016, Sarah Nielsen, previously McCall, and Benjamin McCall. According to Benjamin McCall, the entity known as SCP-3523 came to the family's attention in mid-January of 2014, when muffled cracks and other noises were heard emanating from the basement. Upon inspection, a small crack had appeared along the floor, and a small amount of biological tissue was found within it. A small amount of yellow-tinted fluid was found leaking from the hole. Believing the crack to be a benign architectural issue caused by extremely low temperatures that winter, the family planned to have the crack fixed by a contractor. As the month continued, the crack continued to expand, eventually overtaking the entire room it was found in. According to McCall, the flesh that had covered the entire floor of the room by the end of the month. At this point, the family decided to move out, and by the end of June, had found another home in New Jersey. During this time, SCP-3523 grew to occupy the entire basement level and began emerging through the ground floor and up to the basement stairs. Lydia McCall, mother of Sarah and Benjamin, experienced a mental breakdown around this time. I dropped my pen. You see, in my videos, I don't drop the pen because I only do videos that are most 20 minutes, usually more like minute-long shorts. So you don't see all the pen drops you do when there's an hour of me spinning a pen. In late August, a portion of the ground floor cracked as a portion of SCP-3523 breached into the main level. SCP-3523 also grew into the walls of the house, expanding through the insulation and behind the drywall. SCP-3523 repeatedly breached the drywall in multiple places that continued to spread on the ground floor. The family evacuated in late August as the house entered an unlivable state. The testimony of Sarah Nielsen lines up with McCall's from June onwards. However, Nielsen's testimony differs in two places. Namely, interviews with Nielsen suggest that SCP-3523 had existed since May of the previous year. The family did not ever call a contractor to fix the crack in the basement floor when it initially occurred. Instead, Jim McCall, father of Sarah and Benjamin, elected to attempt to burn the fleshy protrusion and fill the crack with concrete. This never occurred, and according to Nielsen, Jim McCall instead attempted to board the room shut and cover the door with new drywall. The reasoning behind this is unclear. Furthermore, Nielsen attests that the plumbing system malfunctioned sometime in the middle of February and was not ever fixed. The family would have moved out earlier, however, because Lydia McCall, mother, was still recovering from intense morning sickness, the family elected to move later. The McCalls refused to call the police during the entire incident. Finally, according to interviews with Benjamin McCall, Sarah and himself are the only two children of the McCall parents. So they said 5 people. They only listed 4. Lydia and Jim are the parents. Sarah and Ben are the children. And they're making a big deal that there were only 2 children. Morning sickness leads me to believe there was a pregnancy. So, but did they... Did you... It feels like they buried a miscarriage or abortion, and they tried to cover it up. Is that what happened? Who had morning sickness? Okay, the mother at least, so, could have been much worse if it was the kid. Glad if that's not the case. So, January of 2014 is when Ben McCall says it happened. 2016 is when they abandoned the house. It's strange that the article lists 5 people, but then only lists 4. According to tax records, 5 people lived in the house at the time. Jim McCall, Lydia McCall, Benjamin McCall, and Sarah Nielsen. Is the 5th person, is this floorboard baby anti-memetic in some way? Like... Because the tax records do not... They list 5 people, but then only 4 people are listed. And that's the tax records. You don't get on tax records until you're born. Right? You're not a person until there's a birth certificate. As, like, governmentally speaking. So the tax records wouldn't list 5 people unless a child was born. Well, my question is, what is the flesh? See, you're saying it's under the floor and they didn't know about it, but the government knew about it. If the tax record says 5, then the tax record, the man knew there was 5. But then only 4 people are listed. What does that mean? I want more. I want more information. I guess. I didn't drop my pen, I threw it out of frustration. I guess why don't the tax records have the name? Because the tax record would say something like fifth name deceased. And then everyone has different reports on when the crack happened. And the family did not ever call a contractor to fix the crack in the basement floor when it initially occurred. This is what Nielsen suggests. Sarah Nielsen, previously McCall, and it says that Sarah is lying. The family did not ever call a contractor. Interviews with Nielsen suggest that 35238 existed since May the previous year. The family did not ever call a contractor to fix the crack in the basement floor, and according to Jim McCall, father of Sarah and Benjamin, elected to attempt to burn the fleshy protrusion with the fill of crack concrete. This never occurred, and according to Nielsen, Jim McCall instead attempted to board the room shut and cover the door with new drywall. The reasoning behind this is unclear. Nielsen attests that the plumbing system malfunctioned sometime in the middle of February, was not ever fixed. Family would have moved out earlier, but the morning sickness was bad, so the family attempted to move them later. McCall's refused to call the police during the entire incident. What did you do? What did you do? There's just enough for something sussy to be going on, but not enough. I got a no vote this one. I'm not satisfied, and I don't know if I should not be satisfied. Sometimes the narrative is not supposed to satisfy you, so sometimes that is a thing. But, okay, standing up, or at least sitting up and stretching a bit. Pardon. All right. So the GoFundMe is up another $5, so that means $115 has been raised by GoFundMe, and we are at $161 chat revenue. Awesome, y'all. King of ADHD, thank you for your dono. Make sure to grab yourself some candy corn at the commissary. What is your favorite 914 test? Oh, there's so many SCP-914 tests. I haven't read them all, let alone do I have a favorite. Yeah, that just goes on for effing ever. So, yeah, I definitely do not have a favorite test just because there's so many gosh darn of them. Alrighty. Check out the chat for a minute. Love your videos. Hope you have a great life. Well, thank you kindly, Amber Rose. And yeah, if you don't have the cash to donate, that's fine. Just watching the stream will help us continue to get out there, get more people to see it, and that'll help us out. And what helps us out right now helps up Dr. Gears. We Foundation scientists got to stick together. Ah, yes, as Desk says, share the link for the GoFundMe with all of your SCP-loving friends. Speaking of Florida Man SCP, what happens when you go to Florida on vacation, like to Disney World? If Florida isn't real, what happens then? Oh, yeah, that's all dimensional trickery. Walt Disney had some friends in some very deep-pocketed anomalous groups of interest, and so was able to create this area with a different set than a different set of rules of nature. It's kind of like Three Portlands. Three Portlands is another anomalous city, basically. Disney has the same thing going on. Nikki, there is a little bit of music in the background. I've got Kevin MacLeod, the hero of all YouTubers for making so much non-payment needed royalty-free music, has a specific album called SCP XXX. And it's got 7 tracks of spoopy music. And since it's SCP themed, I put it in the background of streams. Gate Guardian, chill. I know you're nowhere near our secret lab because you always stay in one spot. So, you're not going to trick me that easily. Rebel Commander, thank you. It could be that it erases its name in all accounts, but none of his actions are just its name. I could be. Could be, but I don't know. Captain Cool, thank you for being a member. Hey, just a question. If I join Special Forces in the future, would I be able to join the MTF if I get a good rank? So, I would say that we only require, the old MIB saying, we recruit the best of the best of the best, sir. And that's the UIU. So, we require a higher caliber even than they do. So, I would suggest that you just do your best, you rise through the ranks, become incredibly skilled, and you may get a visit from a Foundation recruiting agent. All right. We have been here for about 2 hours, fam. I've got another appointment and work to get at. So this will be the end of my stream. Oh, Ben Ramsey, thank you for your last minute dono. What do you think of the Department of Unreality? They're unreal. Yeah, they got some good stuff going on. I'm not familiar with a lot of their work because it's not my department. They don't have a base over at Site 42. Or if they do, I don't know about it. Those unreality and abnormality and anti-memetics, you never know where they're going to be. But I will probably be releasing some videos about the Dr. Gears charity thing along the way. That way I can help bolster it as much as I can because Dr. Gears is a righteous dude. SCP in part is here because of Dr. Gears and his fellow founders of the SCP Wiki. And we are very thankful to that. Even after this stream, you can still go back and donate. I know it's going to be open for a little while. I believe the artists, they're SCP artists giving out rewards for the GoFundMe. But don't quote me on that because I don't know exactly how they're doing it. I believe they're going to email the email that you got if you donated. And so once they check your email, they're doing commission gifts. I've done stuff like that before. It's pretty hard to organize, and I don't know exactly how they're doing it or if they're doing it, so don't quote me, please. But either way, even without reward, just helping out a fellow member of the SCP community is a good thing to do. And so with that, this has been Dr. Theron Sherman, signing off from the SCP Foundation. Make sure, Foundation staff, that you all secure, contain, protect properly. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If we listen to each other's heart, we'll find we're never too far apart. And maybe love is the reason why, for the first time ever, we're seeing it eye to eye. Seeing it eye to eye, seeing it eye to eye, baby. For the first time, yeah.